In a crowded office late on a Friday afternoon, a man unfolds his paycheck and studies the numbers printed on the page. The amount looks impressive, far higher than what he once imagined earning when he started his career. Yet as he leans back in his chair and whispers quietly to himself, "This should be enough. So why does it still feel like it is not?" The unease remains. Across the country, surveys show that many Americans share this same feeling. On average, people say they would need more than $520,000 a year to feel truly rich. For households earning under $50,000, the number they consider comfortable is about $157,000. For those making more than $100,000, the figure rises to nearly $250,000. The more income rises, the higher the target moves. The definition of wealth always seems to drift further away, no matter how much someone earns. It is less a finish line and more a shifting horizon. So the question becomes clear. If the paycheck itself is not enough to create security, where does the weight of this problem begin in everyday life? The answer often begins with where people live. In a tall apartment building overlooking Manhattan, a tenant opens the rent notice that arrives at the start of the month. The figure is steady but unrelenting, more than $3,000 for a single bedroom. He looks around the modest space, not a luxury suite, but a simple apartment, and realizes that nearly half of his monthly salary is tied to this one bill. Across America's largest cities, the same scene repeats again and again. High earners who make more than $200,000 a year often watch their income evaporate as soon as the rent clears. In San Francisco, Los Angeles, and New York, the cost of housing swallows so much of the paycheck that even those who are considered wealthy elsewhere feel ordinary here. Statistics confirm what tenants already know. In many metropolitan areas, housing takes up more than 40% of disposable income, leaving little room for savings or stability. The size of the paycheck does not change the fact that the landlord comes first every month. Housing is the heaviest burden, but it is not the only one. As income rises, spending naturally expands to match it, and the weight of daily life grows even larger. A professional receives a raise and celebrates by booking a weekend trip, choosing a nicer restaurant, and upgrading to a larger apartment. Each choice feels small in the moment, a reward for hard work. Yet over time, these small upgrades add up until the extra salary is gone. This pattern is known as lifestyle creep. It happens quietly, almost invisibly, as people adjust their habits to a new level of income. A higher paycheck brings new routines, from more frequent takeout meals to vacations that once felt out of reach. Soon the lifestyle itself demands more money, turning what seemed like progress into another form of pressure. Studies reveal a clear divide. When lower-income households receive additional money, most of it goes to necessities such as food, rent, and transportation. But for higher earners, extra income often flows into restaurants, travel, and discretionary spending. The result is the same. At the end of the month, little remains, no matter the level of income. Earning more was supposed to bring comfort, yet the cycle of spending ensures that comfort always feels temporary. But this is not only a matter of personal spending habits. It also grows from the invisible competition with the people around us. In a busy parking lot, a worker notices his colleagues step out of a brand new car, polished and gleaming under the sunlight. Inside a cafe, friends gather at the table, sharing photos from their recent trip abroad, the kind of vacation that once felt out of reach. Each scene carries an unspoken message. To keep up with the group, spending must rise. This is the quiet force of social pressure. People rarely decide their level of comfort on their own. Instead, they measure it against the lifestyles of their peers, adjusting upward whenever someone else takes a step ahead. Studies show that income groups often form tight circles, where habits reflect one another. Someone earning $85,000 tends to have friends at the same level, sharing the same restaurants and leisure activities. But once surrounded by people making $200,000 or $300,000, the rhythm changes. The places to eat, the clothes to wear, and the vacations to take all shift upward, raising the bar without a word being spoken. For many high earners, the challenge is not only keeping pace with peers, it is also the hidden weight of structural costs. Private school tuition, medical insurance premiums, and mortgage payments add layers of pressure that remain no matter how high the paycheck climbs. Even Ivy League education for children becomes part of the calculation, a cost that rivals an entire year's salary for many families. In this way, high earners in America's largest cities often feel less like members of a wealthy class and more like ordinary workers carrying extraordinary bills. They may earn enough to be called successful, but they spend enough to feel trapped on the same wheel as everyone else. This is the sense of running endlessly, the hamster wheel that spins faster with every step. And yet, even this mix of peer pressure and hidden costs is not the full story, because beyond personal choices and local expenses, larger global forces continue to shape the price of everyday life. Inside a supermarket, a family pauses at the shelf where a bag of rice now costs noticeably more than it did just a few months ago. At a gas station, a driver stares at the digital board above the pump, watching the total climb faster than expected. These quiet moments reveal the same truth. Prices are not set only by local demand, but by the shifting weight of global markets. Inflation has pushed costs higher across the board, while the Federal Reserve's interest rate hikes make mortgages, loans, and credit card balances more expensive to carry. The price of oil and grain rises with international supply shocks, and those increases appear directly on grocery receipts and gas bills. When shipping routes grow more costly, every imported product from electronics to clothing carries a higher price tag before it reaches the store. Taxes add another weight of their own. Federal and state taxes, along with mandatory social contributions, take a significant share of every paycheck. A salary of $300,000 may appear large on paper, yet after these deductions, the amount that reaches the household feels far smaller. This creates another layer of pressure that even high earners cannot avoid. But even after accounting for all these expenses, the sense of wealth changes dramatically depending on where someone lives. The same income can feel ordinary in one place and abundant in another, and the difference between regions can redefine what it truly means to feel rich. In New York City, a salary of $100,000 barely covers rent, transportation, and basic expenses. A one-bedroom apartment can take more than $3,000 a month, leaving little room for savings. Here, that level of income is closer to survival than to wealth. In a mid-sized city in Texas, the same $100,000 transforms the picture. A spacious home is within reach, the cost of living is lower, and families find themselves able to set money aside. The income that feels strained in New York offers comfort and stability in Texas. Across the ocean, in a major city in India, that same figure elevates someone to the very top of the income ladder. It allows for private schools, domestic help, and a lifestyle that only a small fraction of households can afford. In this context, $100,000 is not just enough. It is wealth itself. These contrasts show that wealth is not only measured by numbers on a paycheck. It is shaped by location, by prices, and by the expectations of the community around you. The same figure can place someone on the edge in one country and among the elite in another. But beyond comparisons across borders and regions, there is a deeper question. Because lasting wealth is not defined by where you live or how much you earn in a single year, but by the security and stability you can hold over time. And this is where many high earners find themselves exposed. On payday, a worker sees the salary land in the account, the numbers briefly looking large. But within hours, the balance shrinks. Credit card bills are cleared, rent is transferred, and loan payments are withdrawn. By evening, what once felt like a strong paycheck looks thin again. This is the reality for many high earners who fall into the category known as Henrys, short for high earners, not rich yet. They make impressive salaries, yet the money moves in and out so quickly that little is left behind. The flow of cash is strong, but the foundation of wealth, assets, savings, long-term reserves, remains weak. It is the paradox of modern income. A household can bring in hundreds of thousands each year and still feel as though they are running on empty. The money arrives, but it does not stay. So the question naturally follows. If income alone does not create the feeling of being wealthy, then when does that feeling truly begin? The real feeling of wealth begins not with the size of a paycheck, but with the strength of a safety net. On a cold morning, a car refuses to start in the driveway. For one family, the repair bill sparks panic as they scramble to find a way to cover the cost. For another, the same bill is paid from an emergency fund, and life moves on with only a sigh of relief. Experts agree that this difference defines true financial stability. A household with savings to cover several months of expenses, with money set aside for retirement or education, And with a plan for unexpected costs, lives with less fear and greater stability. Wealth in this sense is not just about income. It is about having enough saved to handle life's surprises without falling into debt. When money turns into security, it changes from a number on a page into a steady sense of peace. Spending may bring quick excitement, but security lasts longer. And it is this quiet stability, rather than visible luxury, that creates the deepest feeling of being wealthy. Perhaps it is within that steady and unshaken stability where the meaning of true wealth is found.